Oh my god, the lighting's horrendous. Well, I'm sorry guys, but this is the best I'm going to be able to afford to you for this video at least. Believe it or not, but you're in my home right now, um, which is also located inside my home. But I'm sure some of you had, I don't know if I've mentioned this in any of my other videos, but yes, I live out of my vehicle. And I have an interesting night coming for you guys. It's Saturday, so I'm kind of just relaxing away, ready for my single serving of alcohol for the week, excluding my Thursdays, of course. It's kind of like it's going to be at least my tradition as I make these videos out. So if you saw my last video, you might know that I'm here to make a small habitual routine. One of the things that I'm kind of interested in is just doing, honestly, just drinking. But if I'm going to drink, I might as well somehow serve the world in some sort of purpose as not call myself an alcoholic, right? So what I'm doing is simply making beer review articles personally on camera. Closest thing you can relate it to is Gary Vaynerchuk's wine tasting. I don't really know if the idea came from that. However, it's the exact same thing. At least in my mind, it wasn't from that. It just so happened to be. I think I've been doing this for like a few years, not like reviews or anything, but just beer testing. I've had this interest in just drinking beers. I mean, who the heck has it? But and I've really become attached to just the different flavors, different varieties. I am in no means an expert, and I hope to, within the long run, as these videos unfold, perhaps get to that level of which I actually could provide some sort of value, even if it's to provide a value in a non so in a toxic manner. So have you? Maybe this can translate over into other styles of other forms of chemical use, perhaps, so to say. There are other drugs of choice that I certainly have that I would like to make reviews on. But this is just a good beginner. I'm having a meal right now, so I'm going to go ahead and try out one of my personal favorites. I know these are reviews where I try something different every time. However, being the being as it is back in November, uh, after taking our month off from doing Sober October, I felt like it would be fun to bring back one of our. I think this was the last beer, not this one specifically, but the same. I guess they made a series of these, so to speak. I'll go into it in a second. But essentially, I had this one last, the very last beer I had before starting my Sober October, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Yes, I drink many fruit beers, be that as it may. I still like a variety. I explained my variety, my palate in the last video. If you want to catch my description on that and what I kind of go towards, I like almost everything. I really do. Um, the lightest and the darkest are probably the two ends where I just have to be in a very specific mood. Stouts, I'll take stouts before I'll take really, really light, let's just call them so-called American beers. Yeah, Bud Miller is just a yeah. I don't think I'd ever want to get sponsored by them anyway. So sorry, guys, but it's not my taste. The cheapest piss beer that I'll ever end up drinking is like, and it's not even piss beer. I love Odd Side Ales and Evil Twin Brewing, but they're so cheap that yeah, that's very easy to have. Uh, it was not easy to have a six pack because six will leave you just done. Um, but three or four solid beers of theirs, under $10, maybe 10 to 15 bucks, and it's a great night. Fucking fantastic. But it's so rudimentary. I don't want to say rudimentary in flavor, but so usually smooth, not very complex. I'll describe them as just a pre-appetizer almost. You take it before you even eat anything, just to get yourself primed. They certainly can go with food with appetizers, and I like to give it off as such. But I also compare it to like the basics of what some America companies have to offer. Um, so good job to those guys. I've always acclaimed Odd Side Ales and Evil Twin, probably two of my favorites. Um, However, this one it's a little bit a little bit more luxurious, kind of a fun drink, certainly paired with an exuberant palette of food. So what I have as far as food goes tonight, I got our weekly palette of some bibimbap, which is an Asian cuisine, kind of like an Asian Chipotle is what I would consider it in my mind. There's no wheat really that fulfills the palate. There's not a whole lot of gluten. I don't have a wrap. Um, Beans would be as far as like a not a complex carb, but a starchy sort of. It's not even starch. It's a bean, um, but somewhat carbs, somewhat protein. The rest is really just vegetables. There's kimchi in there. There will be some cheese, but really just a good side plate of vegetables. A flavored meat with a nice Asian teriyaki sort of kick. Some of it's spicy a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that's about it. And I obviously have the little yum yum sauce that I have to have from them. But essentially, yeah, I think it would go perfectly well with the drink of choice tonight, which finally comes out in 6.5 minutes. Coming to you from the Boulevard Brewing Company, all the way from Kansas City, Montana. I think so, right? Yeah, Kansas City, Montana. I think so. We have Love Child. It is an absolute stupendous series. Um, Not all of them, I don't believe, are called Love Child, but there's like Enchanted Child, there's Sour Child, I believe, and then there's like three or four different Love Childs. There's Sour Ale number 6. There's number 8. There's number 9. I believe there's a few more. I'm sure there's one through. I really don't know the numbers all, but it's just what they have to offer at the place that I go to, which is Lizardville. Lizardville is a part of Winking Lizard, local to Ohio. Great tavern, a whole palette of beers at least from Winking Lizard, but then they expanded to Lizardville, which is a not tequila, not rum, whiskey bar style, patio atmosphere like bar to go to. And then they also supply an endless wall of beer, foreign and domestic. It comes in locally and everywhere around the world. And I have been going there for some time now. To check some earlier videos, you can go on my Facebook page, check out the Wiz. Wiz with the chicken head from Moana is the picture. Yeah, I'm really great at marketing, by the way. So stay tuned for the, you know, either way, let's get this going. As I mentioned, Love Child. Not too much of a description. I've already read the back of most of these, and it does. It says the same thing on the back of all of them, so I'm not really going to go into it. I think I've gone into it before, but essentially, it will do one of those little things right there. Yeah, funk, sour, and fruit. So it's I would say it's like the spunkness, the kind of dance with the palate that everything goes in, not just the fruit, but the kick and everything that goes into it. The mixture is what I would consider the funk. And then they have the sourness of the beer, and then the type of fruit. So how fruity it actually tastes. Um, Funk is like so. Just say 1 out of 10. Funk is 4, sour 6, fruit 3. Something like that. Um, I hate knowing beforehand, but it does also help me judge what kind of beers that I do want. This is a sour ale. Um, no real description on what types of fruit they used. Some of them have other options. Oh, gosh, not a good pop. Oh well. And right off the bat, an absolute great smell coming out of there. Wow, it reminds me of like, oh my God, melon. This is gonna sound like melon and peach chewing tobacco. Guys, we're talking like over a decade ago. We're talking military days for myself. But it almost has like a smell of tobacco in it, chewing tobacco. That might just be like the funkiness, because like the sour really leaves a tart and zesty flavor on the back of your tongue, on the tongue, or the crispiness on the tongue there. But I feel like a deep hue, amber, like grape chill in the background. Like it still smells fruity, you know? But there's still like a dark dankness to it. The core off there a little better. And if I do this just right, I'm sorry guys, I do not have a uh, certified glass mug yet. However, thanks to the guys at Nutra Ninja Bullet fellas, I have an extra cup here supplied by my work. So thanks to them as well. And if I get this right, we can just be okay. I should have done this a lot better. However, I think we'll be okay if we continue going right like that. One little sip for the bottom. Sorry, it's not very clear. Let me go ahead. Actually, I'll put that down. Don't you dare. Let me go ahead and see if I can do this for you guys. I'm going to take my little household light and show you what we're looking at. So really deep. Fuck, I knew I would. Second video. There's got to be failure. Guys, that's my pillow. Anyway, um, amber in color, really orange and zesty. Might just be the light looking through it, but it's really nice and orange. Still a little bit darker, maybe like orange, like what is it? Blood orange color, you know, like a cherry orange mix. Wow. So rich, complex in flavors. So I know you'll never see it by anyone other but myself. Very zesty. Obviously, it's going to be there. I can't help but to give Love Child some of the best. So, in a long aspect, it's a $20 bottle. Nothing overtly crazy, nothing spectacular, but certainly something that you can expect to have a long lasting impression. Um, a lot of the other beers that I used to buy were relatively 5 to 10, and those were the beers that I would just buy like a couple, 2 to 4 a week. Um, and then I would have maybe like 5 extra from like the 3 to $5 range. Usually I'd have maybe like 8 to 10, 12 a week. Now I'm just trying to do like 2 to 3, 4, you know. If you've seen my previous video, you'll have the video from Whole Foods, which is um, 4 shot test tasters and then 1 actual beer. So up to 5 different drinks. It's not a whole lot by volume, which is what I'm really trying to lower. Sorry to keep on going off on randomnesses, but these are the intros, so I got to pack a punch. But either way, it's the beer that I have now is certainly on the upper end of what I'm used to, but I know that there's a whole lot of room for growth as far as the beer actually goes. I'm just going to go ahead and flip this over. Um, so yeah, exactly what I said. Like blood orange is a really good description of what the taste is like in there. Um, blood orange, some zesty lemon. Really, gosh, I don't want to fuck this up because I know it's one of my higher end beers. Like it leaves a long flavor. It leaves a good I don't know what it's called. It leaves an impression. I know it's kind of lofty in there, but you don't have to drink it every second, you know? Even though it is like I kind of want another drink already. Um, but it's so rich. It really is. I can still taste that extra grape on the end. You got some like green grapes in there. Um, really solid. I don't even know how to compare it. I don't even know what to compare it to. I couldn't compare it to the other one that I had. This one does taste a little bit more dark, and that's going off of a long old memory. It happened a month ago, you know. Granted, I haven't had any beer since then, but it's like, how much how much can I possibly remember? So anyway, certainly exactly what I expected. One more time. It's on the nose. The tobacco smell is on the nose. You don't taste it. It's not dank or anything, but it smells hints of like a creme, a tobacco creme, you know? But then when you taste it, the zest hits your tongue, it hits the lips. You don't even have to let it hit the mouth. Right on the lips. It's so sweet. It's got lots of zest. Um, really solid. I like the carbonation is really there. I don't know what else to call it besides the carbonation, because it really just reminds me of like a good fruity cocktail with like a slight bit of carbonation infused. You know, not like with a pop or like a gin and tonic, but a really good flavored gin with a dash of tonic. You know, nothing crazy, just that hint of carbonation. You know, so really solid. I love it. I know this wasn't as descriptive as I may have wanted it to be, but I think I hit the mark on perhaps just describing a little bit more as far as what this is and how these are going. I got some Asian bibimbap coming in a bit. We are watching. Let me go ahead and get it one time because yeah, it's on Netflix. Just to give you guys, what's it called? Natures of the World. No, dang, hold on, I'm on it right now. Nope, not Civilizations. Is it Mountain? Is it called Mountain? No, it's not called Mountain. My list. Is this it? Mountain? I think so. So documentary on. Nope, it is not. That's a movie. Maybe I will watch Mountain tonight. So I have a couple ideas of what I want to watch, but I'm not really sure for sure. So I'll see you guys tonight. I got some things to do. Adios. Let me get you back on. There you are. Cheers. Love child. Telling you to live expressively. Peace. YouTube, Facebook, whoever the heck you are.